you guys, it's Teresa and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about my December haul, and thankfully for my wallet, because it was the month of December, I did not buy a lot of books. Still quite a bit, but in comparison to past months where I bought a ton of books and was broke, I couldn't do that because the holidays killed it. But let's just get into it before, I am tempted to buy more books. The first book that I bought is actually a 2018 release, and it had gotten a lot of hype, but I hadn't heard too much about it. Like, I saw it a ton on people's TBRs, but I don't know if they ever read it, and I haven't seen a wrap-up for one of these books. But that is Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Ngan, and this is an Asian. I know it's Asian, but I don't know exactly which part of Asia. But it's an Asian story where these paper girls, 8 paper girls, are chosen, and they're essentially concubines for the emperor. But this year, a 9th paper girl is chosen, and I don't know if there's going to be a plot to kill the king. Yeah, so the 9th paper girl that is chosen ends up trying to escape, but falls in love along the way with one of the other paper girls. Now, you guys know me. I am Asian, and I'm also part of the LGBT community. So you can tell that I'm going to love a book with an Asian main character who is very, very gay. So I'm very excited to read this sometime soon. Hopefully, I will read this year. I'm not gonna lie. It's been like on my most anticipated list for like a hot minute. So I'm definitely going to be reading this year, but probably not until like, February. February would be a good month to read it. So keep an eye out for that. The next book that I got in, I almost said January. In February is one that will help me kind of propel forward into my attempt to read more poetry, and that is Fierce Fairy Tales, Poems and Stories to Stir Your Soul by Nikita Gill. Now, I've heard a ton about Nikita Gill. I see her everywhere on Tumblr, like her poems on Tumblr, on Pinterest, and I've been trying to find her stuff here in America, but I know she's really big in the UK, so I haven't seen too much of that. But I finally saw this and it came out pretty recently, I think, at least in the US. But I decided to pick it up and read it and fall in love with it and cry a ton because it has fairy tales and it looks so interesting already. Focus. But yeah, I guess it's going to be another book that I'll probably pick up probably in February. Maybe. We'll see. Probably one of those books where I'm like, I'm not going to pick it up until like, June or something. And then I like finish my TBR early and I'm like, you know what? Short book. Might as well. And then I sit there and go, well, that happened. The next book that I picked up is one that I'm actually, again, heard a ton about on BookTube, and I don't know why I never bothered to pick it up until now, but that is Her Body and Other Parties by Carmen Maria Machado. Now, this is an anthology of, like, essentially women and their bodies, and all I know about one of the stories is that it's based off of Law & Order SVU, and if anyone knows me, I watch the series religiously. So I'm really excited to read whatever other short stories are in here, but that one I'm definitely excited for. So the next book that I bought is another book that will probably make me cry in the future, but it's a trilogy. And so it's going to be a long set of tears. Lots of tears to be cried as I read through the trilogy, but I got the first book, and that is Captive Prince by C.S. Bacot. Now, this follows Damon. I believe he was a prince, and then once his brother kind of waltzes back into town, gets all of his title and power stripped from him, and is forced to become a pleasure slave. He ends up then falling in love and meeting Prince Laurent, who kind of, he shouldn't be falling in love with him, but he is. So it's very gay, very heartbreaking. And I've heard, like, every time I look up Song of Achilles on Tumblr or on Pinterest, Captive Prince is almost always mentioned. And it's supposed to be the exact opposite, where we have, instead of the Song of Achilles had soft gaze and a tragic ending, which isn't a spoiler because that myth has been around for like thousands of years, so you should be able to look it up by now. But this one has tragic gaze with a soft ending, so I'm not excited, but I'm also very excited. And again, probably another thing I'll pick up in like February. Maybe I'll make it like a gay reading month, but I don't know what other books I have that would fit that, other books on my TBR that would fit that idea at the current moment, so I'll come back to that idea in the future. The last book that I got in December is actually one that I read in December because it was released in December. And if you have seen my TBRs, my wrap-up will come shortly, probably next week. My tea talk on this book, and literally any other form of post that I have made these past few months, you'll know that it is The Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare. And this is the thrilling trilogy to the Mortal Instruments. The Dark Artifices trilogy, and it broke my heart. I'll say nothing more than that because I do have a tea talk on it and I'll have my wrap up on it. But essentially, this is the thrilling conclusion to the trilogy. Blah blah blah. And it involves the events right after the tragic events of the second of Lord of Shadows, where innocent blood has been spilled, and now they are on the hunt for, well, Annabelle and all the other stuff. And I can't talk more about it because, like I said, I have a review on it. I have spoken about it everywhere. There will be a wrap up on it, so if you wanted a smaller version of my review on it. And it's also kind of the last book. So it's also a really thick book. So if I were to explain it in a haul, it would spoil like books 1 and 2. So, but that is it for the books that I bought in December. They should have gone up earlier, and I don't know why this didn't go up earlier. But you know, life is life. But yeah, I'm excited to get into the books that I haven't read already, and it's one of my smaller hauls, thankfully, because this bookshelf behind me. Not even all my books. I have like 2 more bins behind this camera. And probably more books that will be coming along the way. So I need like another shelf. And I literally just bought this shelf like a month ago. So yeah. But until then, I will talk to you guys on social media. All the links will be down below. Or in the comments, again, down below. And if you guys have any questions about books you want to see in the future, like see sooner, or want to see me pick up like right away, I haven't bought any books for January yet. Haven't decided what I want to buy in January just yet, so you have an opinion as to what I should be buying in January. But if you have any LGBT themed books that you want me to think about, maybe I'll do like my theme for February will be reading like nothing but LGBT love stories. So if you have ideas for those, leave that down below and I will go ahead and pick them up for February. But until then, I'll talk to you guys literally everywhere else. Subscribe, like these videos. I do upload twice a week. I changed that from Saturday and Wednesday to just twice a week. So yeah, until then, I'll talk to you guys elsewhere. Bye!